about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not really.
Hello friends and enemies, welcome back to Happy For Now. It's me Isabel here with my summer recs. So as always, this is, I think, they're all romance. I was gonna be like, I've got something different, but probably this fall I'll have thriller recs more. That's usually when I read them personally. But today I've got 5 romances that I recommend for summer because it is hot here. Summer is literally like starting. I mean, it's already started, but like it's officially summer in a few days. So I wanted to share my summer recommendations. These are going to be a range of titles. Most of these are contemporary though, with like one's a contemporary with a twist. We'll say that. But first things first is a book that I recently read and absolutely loved, and I think captures summer so well. And that is If She Says Yes by Tasha L. Harrison. This is an age gap romance. We have a 55-year-old heroine and a 32-year-old hero. It is her son's best friend. So we got a little bit of taboo here. We got a little, like, you know, tension, and it is smoking hot. This book was so good. I could not put it down. And that last, like, there was like 20% chunk that was just pure smut, steam, off the wall. And I loved it. I also just loved seeing an older heroine find her joy and happiness in life again, and I don't think we get that enough personally. So yeah, if you're looking for a really propulsive beach read and you're not afraid to read some dirty stuff around people, If She Says Yes is the book for you. Then we have one that I also recently read. I feel like all of these are recent reads. That's fine. Anyways, I have to also recommend To Love Jasonthorne by Ella Mays. I feel like Brother's Best Friend is like quintessentially summery trope to me for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's because like you're home for the summer, you run into your brother's best friend, and like he's like, whoa, you grew up, you know, situation happening. I think that's it. I think that's why I feel that way. Anyways, To Love Jasonthorne is about a celebrity who is kind of in on this shit, and he's helping his best friend's little sister get her book published, or like optioned into a movie, not published, turned into a movie. He's going to star in the movie. He has tanked his career with some bad behavior, so they end up doing a marriage of convenience and falling in love along the way. It is precious. I loved this book. It was such a sweet one. I think this is a great book if you don't love celebrity romances. Like, I'm not a huge fan, but I really enjoyed this. If you want something that's pretty, like, just sweet overall. We do have some general third act conflict in this, but it worked out in a really good way, and I thought it was really fun because the brother wasn't overly present to be overbearing. All right, I have to rec this one. I feel like it's going to be a lot of people's rec lists. This is one that's going to be on a lot of people's rec lists in general, and I don't think it's undeserved. Am I a little biased? Yes, probably. She is a favorite author of mine, but that has to be Neon Gods by Katie Roberts. This came out in June. It's a Hades and Persephone retelling. It is smoking hot. Again, could be a really good beach read. It is everything you want out of a Hades and Persephone retelling. You know, he would kill for her, no questions asked. You know, Persephone flees to the underworld, the undercity, to escape a very terrible arranged marriage. There's murder, there's intrigue. Why is Hades not involved in the God's discussion in any way? Like, why has he been an outcast? We get to deal with a lot of that. Very good. Highly recommend this. It is, yeah, it was everything. This was, I think this has ruined me for any other Hades and Persephone retelling. We'll see. I mean, I've got a couple on my TBR that I'm sure I will like, but this is just a retelling I personally love and can't get enough of. There is a great public scene, voyeurism stuff happening. There's also really delightful banter and character growth happening. We really get to see Hades figure out what he wants while Persephone just kind of cracks him open, and what's not to love about that? I mean, really, like, that's one of my favorite things personally. And yeah, we see a great setup for book 2, Electric Idol, and I can't wait. Like, I literally just, like, I can't say enough good things about this book, and I actually want to re-listen to it this summer with the audiobook because I heard the audiobook is really well narrated. And I mean, hello. Look at that art. if it'll focus. Look at that art I got with my book. I mean, come on, you need to read this. All right, I've got another one that I feel like is gonna be a popular rec on BookTube for a while now, but I think it deserves all the love and the hype, and that is the third book in the Brown Sisters series, Act Your Age, Eve Brown. Eve accidentally runs a man over and then ends up working at his inn. Because of course she does. Eve finds out and learns a lot during this book around being autistic and like getting a diagnosis kind of. And I really loved seeing two characters with autism on the page, stimming and doing things and it not being a big deal, and it was just normalized, and it was absolutely delightful. I also just loved how grumpy our hero was. He was the epitome of grump. I mean, pure freaking grump. And Eve is just sunshine, like all around pure sunshine, and he just kind of like slowly unravels for her. And I loved watching them figure each other out and learn to work together and like begrudgingly be attracted to each other. Like she wasn't against it, but he was just kind of like, oh, of course, why is this happening? And Talia did such a great job with this book. It's just absolutely delightful and so worth your time. The last book I've got for you today is a dual timeline that takes place over summer and the new school year. And it's called Cool for the Summer by Dahlia Adler. This is a YA title, so it is not as explicit as the other books can be. This follows a girl on her summer vacation. She goes to the Outer Banks in the Carolinas and meets her mom's boss's kid, and they fall in love, and she starts exploring her sexuality and trying to figure out what her identity is. And they kind of like kiss and stuff, and it's very cute and sweet and just like a very fun summer romp. And then she goes back to school that fall, and the most popular boy in school, who she's had a crush on forever, asks her out, and she says yes. And then her crush slash girlfriend situation from the summer shows up, and it's precious. Like, it is just precious. I love it so much. This really hit the spot for me. I felt like the exploration of identity in this book was really meaningful, as well as the bi representation. There was a brief moment of biphobic shaming situation from one of the characters, and that was like not cool. But it is really difficult sometimes to tell people you identify as bisexual and not get told a lot of really terrible things. So I really love how this was handled overall in this book, and I just think it was such a fun read. Perfect for summer again. Very like beachy vibes because it's in the Outer Banks, so worth your time. That is all of my summer recs. Let me know what your one summer rec to me is, and if you don't want to do that, drop me a beach related emoji in the comments, because it's summertime, so we're gonna be at the pool or the beach, right? Like, that's how that works. Not me, because this all burns very quickly. But yeah, so drop that emoji, and you can find links to all the books I just recommended in that description box, as well as links to be my friend anywhere on the internet if that's something you want to do. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.
The world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for.